Hi guys, this is the channel where we talk about toys, gadgets, wristwatches, and all the things that men like to collect. Today we have a very special episode, and we have here my special guest, Andrew, and we are going to talk about this baby right here. Welcome to Timberwolf's Den. Okay, first order of business as usual is a wristwatch check. Today I am wearing my Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 meters.
And I'm wearing my Rolex Sea Dweller.
Alright, what we're going to talk about today is this, the Ultimate Collector Series LEGO Millennium Falcon. Now Andrew, I understand there's over 6,000 pieces in this. 6,000 or 7,000?
Over 7,000. About 7,500, I believe.
Okay, and how long did it take you to build this thing up?
I took my time with it, so I think if I tried to build it from start to scratch, it would have been a few days, but I spread it out over the course of about 2-3 weeks, and
Right.
It really took my time just to enjoy the build.
But I suppose that's kind of the thing to it, right? I mean, there's no real reason to sit down and try to do everything in one go. Right?
No, and I think part of the enjoyment of LEGO, especially amongst sort of adult fans, is really the enjoyment of the building process is part of the enjoyment of it. Well, this is the largest set LEGO has ever commercially released. I've got a few others. Several of them are Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series ones. I've got the Super Star Destroyer, that's 4,000 pieces thereabouts. So
Right.
this is considerably larger and more detailed. I have the TIE Fighter. I have the Airspeeder, or the Snow Speeder. It's actually technically called the Airspeeder. I have Boba Fett's Slave One ship.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I forget. I also have the Sandcrawler, which is
Okay.
a great set. But outside of Star Wars, I have the Avengers Helicarrier, which is a fairly large. I forget the exact piece count, but it's pretty sizable.
Right.
And I have got various other sets as well. Can't remember them all right now, but yeah.
So you're one of the fortunate people here in Singapore that's living in a pretty in a pretty good sized space, right? Black and white house. So
Yeah.
you've got quite a bit of room than sort of the average flat dwelling person in Singapore. But I would still imagine with so many sets, that's still a bit of a challenge, right? To have so many.
Yeah,
large
I
sets.
think space to store finished sets is one of the things that people have to deal with, and all the sets I've just mentioned, only a few of them are built. I've recently moved in here, and a lot of my sets actually I disassembled them, and they're in sort of plastic containers right now. So
Right.
yeah, even living somewhere like here, having space to display all your Lego is difficult. I think what you need is a dedicated man cave space to put this stuff in.
Now you told me also that you used to have some of this stuff in your office, right?
Yeah, so I work in creative agency, and Lego sets lend themselves very well to be displayed within a creative agency environment. So,
So it kind of fits into the.
yeah, my wife was quite
mood,
happy
right?
that it was they were not home and they were in my office and not cluttering up the home.
There are actually sort of two versions of the Millennium Falcon in one, right?
Yeah. This is obviously the iconic classic Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. So what they've done here this time around is they've created a sort of original trilogy version
Right.
with the round radar dish, and they've also created a version which has this Force Awakens radar dish.
Right.
And the minifigures that come with it reflect sort of, actually in the cockpit, which you may not be able to see, there's a young Han Solo, but here you see there's an old Han Solo, which is obviously the Force Awakens version.
So these are the Force Awakens characters. You've got Rey, you've got Finn, and
Yeah.
BB-8.
Yeah, and so inside you've got Chewbacca and Princess Leia.
Right. And I noticed earlier that they're actually Han and Leia from The Empire Strikes Back, right?
That's
In the
yeah.
Empire Strikes Back outfits. So these things, these kind of roof areas come off as well, right?
Yes.
And then you've got, you can see some of the interiors.
Yeah, some of these panels do come out. So just an example, I won't take everything off right now, but this top plate comes out.
And you can see the gunner seat inside.
You can see the gunner inside, and some of these other plates do come out to give you a view of what's inside. So it's pretty detailed because at that sort of piece count, they've created a fair amount of detail inside and under the shell, which is quite nice. Yeah.
And you've got kind of little details as well, right? I mean, so if I remember, the ramp comes open.
Yes, the ramp on this side comes down, and there's a panel that opens and a gun drops out like in the movie. So
yeah, like
they've
an
done.
Emperor Strikes Back. Okay. And there's a mine off.
Yes, I didn't know the name of that, but you did. Yeah.
Now I was looking at the instruction manual, and it's really, really thick. So to put together a set like this,
Yeah.
you really have to go do everything step by step, right? I mean,
Well,
in exactly the order, like
right. So when you open the box up for this particular set, there was obviously the main box, and once you open up, there were 4 smaller boxes, and inside the boxes were several numbered bags, and the instruction manual will tell you you're in bag 1, and then actually there's for bag number 1, there's probably 3 or 4 bags that are labeled number 1. So the way I do them is I open up all the bag 1s, and then what I do, which seems to work for me, is I'll sort the pieces so that they're all grouped together in terms of the same size. Because there's nothing quite as frustrating as when you have everything laid out and you're looking for a tiny piece in amongst like several hundred pieces.
Right.
And that can get quite frustrating quite quickly.
Okay, I recognize that. That's a Wall-E. So tell me about this. Tell me about this set.
So obviously nowhere near as large as something like this, but this comes out of a part of LEGO called LEGO Ideas. So LEGO have this program, if you will, where anybody, you or I, could design our own LEGO set, and we can submit it to LEGO Ideas, and it goes through a round of public voting. So if
Right.
your set gets enough votes, I think if you get 10,000 votes, it goes to a review process within LEGO, where they actually look at the viability of this as a set to release commercially.
Oh.
So this actual set was created by the Pixar designer who actually was on the design team for Wall-E.
Oh, great.
So he designed it and submitted to LEGO, and LEGO actually
and it became an actual set.
became an actual set. And I believe the creator gets mentioned in the booklet, the instruction booklet, and also some of the revenue that
Wow.
the sales of the actual set. So it's a pretty cool program.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine works for LEGO, and she visited Singapore recently from the Connecticut office, and actually brought something with her for me. Now, you know, despite my best intentions to want to assemble it myself, I know myself well enough to know that I'll probably never get around to it. So I actually think that it would be more worthwhile to pass this guy on to you.
That's the back of the box.
Oh, that's there you go.
Wow, that is incredible. I have a 6-year-old son who would be utterly thrilled by that. Thank you, Miguel. That's very, very cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So and as kind of like the first member of the twolfsden network, I think it's the least I could do. The only thing I'd like
Yes.
to request though is that, you know, send me some photos as you're assembling it, and then we'll come back here and we'll probably do a little feature once this guy's fully assembled.
That's no problem at all. Thank you, Miguel.
All
Cheers.
right, fantastic.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay, guys, that'll do it for today. Please remember to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Until then, there's Andrew and myself. Timberwolf out.